morning, my friends, and welcome to another segment of Wanda's Wealth Moments, where every week you get to listen, learn, and earn some facts, flows, and tidbits about wealth. And you got it, as usual, the weather too. Didn't I declare it? Didn't I say it? Spring is here. Spring has sprung. Woo, woo, woo. I'm so happy, guys. I love it. I love it. Oh my goodness. It's actually now 14 degrees. We're talking Celsius, okay? 14 degrees Celsius right now. And we're going to hit a high, looks like 18. I'll take it. And what are we? April 12th. Not bad. Not bad. And it's only going to get warmer this week. So come on, let's embrace it. It's here. It's here to stay for now, anyways. It's here. It's here. And I'm so excited. I'm sure you are too. And I hope everybody had a fantastic Easter long weekend. I mean, honestly, I didn't even realize it was here so quick. I'm like, oh my gosh, what happened? Right. So here it came and it's gone. And, we're rolling into the next, whatever holidays coming. But of course, we get to enjoy it with the warm weather too. So that's really exciting. All right. So, folks, what I got for you today? Well, it was interesting. I came across this article on the Financial Post. And it brought back to me some of the questions that folks have about using specific investment vehicles or different tools like the RRSPs or the tax-free savings accounts. We're talking Canada here, right? So, the RIFs and those kind of things, and how they work and what you can invest in them and which one is, better than the other, for yourself, or should you be using one over the other, and all these different things, right? So one of the key things that I always say when you're going to use these vehicles, like the TFSA or the RSP, okay, they're not just regular everyday savings type tools. These are vehicles that you can actually use different types of, or these are instruments that you can use different types of vehicles inside of it for your money to grow. Okay. And understanding how these tools work, how it can affect you in the short term and the long term, especially with taxation. Okay. Because we all love paying tax, right? Yeah. What? No, you sure? AT's like, yeah. We love paying tax. No, I don't think so. We don't, right? But at the end of the day, it's not about avoiding tax. It's about essentially paying as little tax as possible, or at least strategizing, because at some point in time, whether you pay it now, you pay it later, if you're going to pay it, you want to pay as little as you can. All right. So in this article I read, it was quite funny with Financial Post. It wasn't funny for the individual, but this individual used their tax-free savings account, which is great. Everybody should use it. If you have access to it, which you should capitalize on investing through this tax-free savings account. Because think about it. It's tax-free money. Okay. So you can use these instruments and put these type of different securities inside of it so that it can work and grow over time. All right. And then when you pull these funds, it's tax free. Woo! It's exciting, right? Okay. So this person used this tax-free savings account, and they were day trading. And I'm sure many people you've heard of, they do day trading. It takes some time. It takes skill. You got to learn how to do it. And eventually you can become really good at it. Or maybe you're just mediocre, whatever it is. However you use it, you can day trade. You can it's not that you can't make money. It's just understanding how to do it. And patience. It takes patience too. All right. Well, let me just flip over here. This person was day trading. Now, what they did when the tax-free savings account came out in 2009, okay, they maxed out the room in the tax-free savings account. At that time was $5,000. So the first few years, the government allowed you a maximum of $5,000 contribution to it. It can grow to whatever it does after, but the maximum you can contribute is $5,000. So they did this in 2009. Okay, so they did 2009, 2010, 2011. So that's a total of what, 15,000, right? Okay. Well, this person, because they were day trading with these funds inside of the TFSA, by 2012, do you want to know what it grew to? Peggy, can you guess what it grew to? It grew.
I hope a lot. What?
It
Maybe
grew.
20,000,
You got to be higher,
30,000,
higher,
40,000,
higher,
100,000.
higher.
Stop it.
It grew to $617,000. Yes,
From 5,000?
from $15,000 to $617,000. Yeah. In their
Okay.
tax-free savings account. Okay.
Wow.
So by the next year after that, that was like 2011, end of 2011, by 2012, it dropped a little to about 550,000. And then they took the funds out. Okay. Because remember, it's tax-free growth, right?
Mm.
So think now, hearing that, you get excited. Think, oh my goodness, I want to do that. That's exciting. No, 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 not for the CRA, not for the Canada Revenue Agencies. They said, hold up, wait a minute. That's what they said. They took a look at this and they said, you are actively day trading in this account. Okay. And they've got rules when it comes on to using these type of accounts, the RRSP, tax-free savings account, the RIFs. They have rules for how you use these accounts when it comes to investing. And one of the major things they said is because he was actively day trading, that's considered a business income. And when it's considered business income inside a tax-free savings account,
No longer tax-free
there
anymore.
you go. It became taxable. No, that person was not happy. That person was not happy. So the argument that this person had, what they said was, well, the RRSPs, the government allows for the growth inside of that. Okay, whatever securities used inside of that, any business income generated from that, it's not taxable. Because in an RSP, it's tax deferred. So it's not taxable at the time. Okay. So you can work and grow and grow and grow and grow. But they're saying, well, then it doesn't make any sense. And if you can do that for an RSP, what's the purpose of having a tax-free savings account then? All right, if we can't do the same thing. So it went on. This is now, keep in mind, with all of this person, they are an experienced investor. Okay. They actually are an investment advisor. That's their profession. Okay. So, this is why sometimes, even when dealing with these professionals, they know what they're doing. They shouldn't try to play the system either.
Right.
Come on, you can only go so far. Okay, you can only go so far. But he did have a case. At the end of the day, the judge ruled that he had to pay the taxes on it because it's not to be used as that's considered business activity when you're doing excessive day trading like that in these tax-free savings account. And the reason I'm bringing this point up is because, if you decide, or not, I know many folks I've talked to, they like doing things like that, day trading, but I also warn them, I said, be very mindful if you're going to be doing things like that, especially using these kind of tools, a tax-free savings account. Don't get fooled by the title of a tax-free. Okay, yes, it is tax-free, but you have to understand, why this this account came out, why it was created, and what it's to be used for. Okay, so even with that, there's limits and conditions and restrictions. Okay, so be very mindful because you could be slapped with it. And unfortunately for this individual who thought, well, I'm going to take advantage of it, it wasn't laid out. It actually was laid out in the rules, but didn't take the time. He didn't do his due diligence to understand and got slapped with some hefty taxes for each of those years. Can you imagine? I mean, that's a lot of money. That's
Yep.
a lot of money. Okay. And it's important to understand if you're going to use these things, all right, strategize carefully when you're planning for your future. Strategize. These are very good tools to use. Okay, they are. They're fantastic. If you know how they work and how it can work for you. Because many people run around, and I've heard folks say, "Don't use those RSPs. Oh my God, it's the worst thing since sliced bread," right? It's horrible right? Because maybe they acquired it back then, but their income wasn't too significant. It wasn't too high. And when they pulled it out, they got hit with the taxes. And
Taxes.
unfortunately, maybe the professional they're working with didn't take the time to explain it properly to them. Okay. Listen, if the government provides it out there, they provide these tools. They're saying, hey, use them. Why not? Okay, understand them and make it work to your advantage and not just theirs. Okay.
Mm.
Make it work to your advantage. You can. Clarence smile at me like, mm-hmm. I see you. I see what you're
You saw that, huh?
doing.
Yeah, I
I
saw
know
it
how
too.
he feels, right? I mean, listen, I know maybe many folks are not a fan of the government. I got you. Okay. I'm not saying they're my best friend or anything like that, but I do understand that when they do bring these tools, if they say, here, consumer, use these, right? Really learn it, the ins and outs of it, because sometimes, you may be skeptical about the things that they offer to the consumer. I got you, right? Sometimes you take the time to learn how these things work, you can actually use it to your advantage. And when they realize the time to use it to your advantage, they might think, darn, he might got away with it. He figured it out, right? He knew how to play the game. What it is, it's the money game. Know how to play the money game so you could win at it. Okay. That's what it all comes down to. All right. You've heard that. You've heard that phrase. If you know how to play the game, you can win, right? You can win if you know how to play, if you know the rules to it. All right. Don't be blindsided by what everybody and the brother says out there. Take the time, do due diligence, and learn and understand. And in this case, with this article that I read, I mean, I was literally like rolling laughing when I read it because I'm thinking, are you serious? Are you you are an investment advisor professionally in the industry. You've done quite well for yourself, but come on. All right. You let that thing get over your head because you didn't do your due diligence to understand exactly how these vehicles work. You tried to build a case on it. Good for you for trying to fight that. But in the end, you lost at it because you didn't maybe seek out a professional even outside of yourself, because this is tax law we're talking about. Okay, so we got to understand that if his area of expertise is in investing, maybe not tax law, maybe you should have sought that out too first before going that route. Okay, that's really, really important. And this is why you have these different professionals in these different industries. Okay, we don't profess to know everything. At least I don't. I wish I could. Maybe it's not a good thing if I did know everything. But no, listen, I go get advice too. When certain things I don't know, I got to go seek it out. You should as well too, right? So with that, folks, that's all I got for you today. At the end of the day, do your due diligence. I say that over and over, time and time again. If you want to understand how to use these things, you seek out the advice of a financial professional, okay? Not your mother's friends, uncle, sister's aunt. No, we don't do that. All right, go and seek out it. Unless she is an actual professional, then fine. All right. But at the end of the day, go get the right advice, recommendations, look at your plan, use the right tools. You can win. You can win at this game. All right. You can get on track for hitting your goals if you know what you're doing. Okay. And where you're going. All right.
Right.
That's all it comes down to, right? Right, Claymont?
Every time you say that, I know I'm teaching you, but look for yourself. It always reminds me of the Bible saying, seek and learn the word of God for yourself.
Yes. Yes.
Learn for yourself. And every time you say, I'm telling you this, I'm sharing this, I'm just my knowledge I'm sharing, but go look for yourself.
That's right. Amen to that. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's incredible, what what you
What?
learned out there. Honestly, it really is, right? It's
Yes,
incredible.
Clement?
All I
Yes,
can
Clement?
say is this from a professional level, and I'm trying to be as professional as possible
Uh-oh,
here this
uh-oh,
morning.
Beatty, here it comes.
All that Wanda just said is absolutely correct. Know how to play the game in order for you to win because you're still at a disadvantage. Now, here's the flip side of the story, and that's just based on what I read just recently. Unless you're a liberal or part of the political party, that's the only way you get away with some of these things. Because what I see the prime minister doing now with his buddies and his friends, that's way more than what that guy did. Way more. And who's getting the short end of the stick? Us. Right? Just
Yeah.
recently, you notice about the carbon tax and all the kind of taxes he's adding on. It's for his benefit, not ours. And so we definitely need to know how to play the game, and the game is rigged in such a way that you could only, it's just like the lottery, they let you win a couple of times and then keep you playing. How many of us been playing for how many years? How much money did they make off of us, and how much money did you actually win? So the game is rigged anyways, but play the game to get the best out of it, because the bottom end is this system is set up in such a way that they keep getting richer, and they're trying to keep us at a certain level. And when they see some of us are getting richer, this is okay, let's jam some more tax into the system. I don't know about other countries, but I know for Canada and possibly the States and certain parts of the States too, because they have certain things in place. So be wise, seek the Father to show you how to do this kind of stuff. As my mother used to say, take some of the money and put it on your bed. Because at least you got it there. But I mean, you look at the fact of how easy it is for the government to freeze your account if they don't like you.
Mm, yes. Interesting
That
point.
that
And that's
alone will
any
tell
place.
you that the money that you have, they still have control over it. They
Control.
don't like what you're doing. They don't feel you shouldn't have a right to voice your opinion in a country that talks about democracy. We only talk about it, at least the PM does, talks about democracy, but yet there's no democracy and freedom of speech. So therefore, what happens? We don't like what you do, freeze their account. That's the first thing that happens. What does that say? Do you have any freedom to do the things? No. Play the game, do what you got to do, because that's as far as you're going to get.
Mm-hmm.
Because as soon as you reach a certain limit, there's another tax they're gonna certainly find to pull in to see why you have to pay that and this tax and that tax and that tax. So I agree with you. I agree with you. You got to play the game to get the best you can for now. Either
Absolutely.
become a politician, a liberal, preferably, and that's the only way you will get away with a lot of things. Thank you so much, Wanda, for sharing with us this morning. That's all I had to say. That's all
That's
I had
all?
to. That's
Or you
all.
cut yourself short?
No, that's all I had
Drop
to
the
say.
mic.
That's
Woo!
I dropped the mic at that point because listen, over the years I've seen what happened. I learned a lot from you, Wanda, and I realized this game is rigged for certain people. This man came in at what, 5 million? Now he's over $80 million rich. I mean, how is that happening? You know what I'm saying? So, and I can't get there even with my investments that I'm doing because I getting capped all around the place, getting cut off
Everywhere.
here. You got to pay this tax here. You got to pay this for this. If you do this, you're gonna be having to pay back, while he's getting tax-free stuff.
Yeah.
He gets to spend our money for free.
I guess you got to get into politics then, eh?
Gotta get into the liberals.
Mm.
Gotta get into
Oh,
the
no,
We
liberals.
want to
Wanda,
encourage
don't do
that
that.
right now.
Wanda, don't
Not
do
not not
I
even
that.
not
know.
even not even the politics. You got to get into the liberal government. That's the way you get away with things.
Jeez.
Until they are out, then you got to join the other government. That's how it works. You know what I'm saying? You
Yep.
gotta walk
Any
along with them.
ideas
If
in
not,
his
they will
head?
find a way of squeezing you. This is just the way the game is. It's just the way you play the game. You gotta play it all round, and it's a fact of life. It's a fact of life. There's coming a time when there's freedom of speech that they keep talking about, and the democracy and democracy. We believe in democracy is going to be what we used to call back home. Gosh, what we used to call it, democratic socialists.
Mm.
Democratic socialists. That's what we used to call it back home. You're allowed to speak free when I tell you to.
Yeah.
Democratic socialists. That's how it worked. And over the years,
Oh
have
boy.
seen our system changing, and people are struggling more today. I heard the financial minister talking about, her and with a smirk in the face. Well, we went into the grocery and we realized how difficult it is for the people. Oh, lady, you're making well over a three-figure income compared to those who are middle income. And of course, it's hard for them. And you have the smirk in your face because you could afford to get a tax write-off for just buying a candy. Come on.
Yeah.
Stop,
Yeah.
stop making it look as though you care for the people when you really don't. And I'm done. It's that time to
Look,
go. It's
he's
There you
done
have
one
it.
more time.
it's
He's
that
done
ti-
one more
no, it's
time.
that time. It's that time. It's that time.
Yes, it
Faith,
is.
gotta
Yes, it
close, and
is.
this has
First of
been the
all,
Wonders Wealth moment. And I want to
yes.
come off of this video chat here right now. Uh, thank you so much. And for the folks that don't know, you can always see Wonders Wealth moment on Streaming Praise Radio YouTube channel. Streaming Praise Radio YouTube channel. Just go in and type in Praise Life Morning Show, or Streaming Praise Radio, and look for Praise Life Morning Show, and you'll see all the shows there from Wonders Wealth moment. Just in case you think you missed something, go back there and you find it. And we're broadcasting to the Fun City Radio FM, Success Radio, Bay Hill News Network in Largo Heights. This has been a wonderful time with Wonders Wealth